Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. They continually rule very well to this very day. That is continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Also, Shalom to the hopefully elect that is also doing the same things in this work, that's spreading this ministry and this gospel to the other members of the hopefully elect in faith, in truth, and sincerity, and all charity. Now, the topic of this video, I'm going to entitle it as "There's Power in Knowing." All right, in which that is true. You know, there is power and strength in knowing. You know, and what I mean by that is, you know, knowing that the times that we're in, and knowing the prophecies, and knowing what's about to happen in the coming future, there's power in that, you know. And the power that you have in knowing these things are coming to pass is first and foremost Yahweh Shai putting the spirit on us, his men, to prepare ourselves, you know, because like it says in Jeremiah, the 30th chapter and the 7th verses, is known as Jacob's trouble. So that is on the horizon, you know. So with that being said, since we know this, you know, now we have the power to prepare ourselves through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Also as well, you know, and we always bring out this analogy, is that, you know, whenever you're in a movie theater and you're watching a movie, but you've seen it before, you know what's going to happen, so you're not caught unawares. All right? Because you know what's going to happen. So same thing with the things that are coming upon the soils of America. So when these things happen, we're not going to be caught unawares because we know exactly what's going on. Meanwhile, the other people are going to be bugging out and losing their heads over what's going on and try to seek for answers, but they're not going to be able to find them. All right? And also as well, another part of being in the know and having power in knowing is that you have the potential, or you have an opportunity to be delivered. Okay? Why? Because we consider our latter end, you know, and we know what the end of this world is going to be. All right? I mean, I can grab that in Second Esdras, man. You know, it tells you what's considered the end of the world. Okay? And since we know that, you know, now we're removing ourselves from the spirit of Babylon and taking on the spirit of Israel. All right? Which starts with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So therefore, like I said, we consider our latter end, and we know what's coming down the pipeline. We know what to do in order to be saved. Okay? So again, that's just to drive the point home, is that there's power in knowing. You know, there's power in knowing what's about to come in the coming future. You know, because the majority of our people don't know this. You know, they don't know what's coming in the future. They don't know what's going to happen in the near future. All right? Because they're stuck in the now. They're stuck in the right now. That's why the apostles and elders always say that this is a microwave generation. All right? They look for things to happen now. If it doesn't happen now, then they don't believe. Okay? Because they lack patience. And on top of that, man, they lack integrity. Okay? That's a hard thing to find in the nation of Israel, man. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into the precepts that I have here. I'm not going to make this video too long. 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, and it's at the 1st verse. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you." See? So it said the times of the seasons, brethren, this is Paul speaking, man. He says, "Ye have no need that I write unto you." All right? So it wasn't needful for Paul to tell us, all right, of the times and the seasons, because there's no need for him to write it to us, because we know what's going to happen. All right? Again, that's the power of knowing. Verse 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, for when they shall say peace and safety. And is that not what they're saying today here in America? Peace, because the people screams peace, especially. That's why, man, there's no such thing as if you go into politics of today, really, man, there's no such thing as right wing or left wing, conservative or liberal. No, man, it's whether you're with America or you're not with America. It's one or two ways. Really, that's just set up to first and foremost, that's systematic, because these elites, they have it set up to the point to where each person is categorized. All right, and it's really just a ploy. It's nothing, really serious about it. But if there's more research on it, the makings of, the reason why these elites do that, Lord willing, the Spirit reveals it to me or any other brother, we'll bring out the information. But as far as we know now, conservatives, liberals, right wing, left wing, that really, man, that's it's smoke and mirrors, man. All right, because once again, it's whether you're with the Spirit of America or you're not with the Spirit of America. So again, it says, you for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. See? Just like how a woman is in her birth, she's about to give birth. That's sudden, all right? When a water breaks, and hey, so that's spiritual in itself. When the waters break forth, because when a water breaks, that's a sudden action. All right, and there's nothing that you can do. Okay, because you might be going by the motions of your daily life, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just shit hits the fan. Okay. Now, verse 4, it says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day it says, I'll read that again. It says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief." All right. So again, that's the power in knowing, man. This is how you have a thief. And actually, let me see if I can find that scripture. That goes right into the book of Luke. If I can grab it real quick. Bear with me, I can while I grab the precept. All right, it's book of Luke, the 12th chapter. This is at the 39th verse. It says, "In this know that if the goodman of the house," and actually, let me get straight to the point. Verse 39, it says, "In this know that if the goodman of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken through." See? So again, he didn't have the power. This person that the scriptures speak about, he didn't have the power of knowing, man. He in other words, he wasn't on his watch. All right? Because again, it says if he would have known what the hour the thief would have come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken through. And that's another thing. If the exact time and the exact date when our Lord is to return, if that information was ever disclosed or if it was revealed to us, then guess what? All Israel would begin right, man. All right? Every single Israelite that would get themselves together if they knew the exact time and the exact day and hour that the Lord is going to return. All right? They'll get themselves together at the last minute. So that's why the Lord kept that away from us. All right? So that you will not know when he's coming back. Why? Because the Lord wants to make sure And that's how cold Yahweh Bashmiel Shai is. He wants to make sure that he catch Israel unawares, man. All right? Because that number's got to be fulfilled. And that's the most important, or that's the most important way that the Lord is going to be able to do that. To have it to where nobody knows the time and the hour where he's going to come back. All right? Verse 40 says, "Be ye therefore ready. Also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not." See? Now, let me go back. I'm gonna start at verse 4 again. It says, "But ye brethren are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." See? So for they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Right? Because these people are in gross darkness, especially 2/3 of our people. All right? They're in darkness, so therefore, guess what? They're asleep. All right? So them that sleep in the night, right? And them that be drunken are drunken in the night. All right? So in the darkness, you got our people that are asleep and that are drunken. Okay? And not with wine, like the scriptures say. And not with wine or strong drink. Okay? That's in Isaiah the 29th chapter. Okay? Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, they that sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day, all right, of the light, right, because we're the children of the light, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, all right? And we already know what love is according to the Bible, which, Lord's will, I do a video on that, because, you know, that's one of the basics of the scriptures, man. All right? Now, I want to grab one last precept here. All right, Isaiah 29 and verse 9. "Stay yourselves in wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine." All right, so they're drunk, but guess what? They're not drunk with regular wine. All right. What are they drunk off of? The philosophies and ideas of Babylon, which is America. Okay. That's what they're drunk off of. Okay. And their nakedness is being uncovered. Okay. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord had poured, it's like it says, for the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and had closed your eyes, the prophets and the rulers, and your rulers, the seers, had thee covered. All right. So it's even to the point to where they don't recognize who the real men of the Lord are. All right. Why? Because they're in darkness. All right. And if you're in darkness, you know, in it's common sense. If you're in darkness, you can't see. All right. You know, you can't see what's in front of you, and you can't discern who's who if you're in darkness. Okay. If you're drunk, all right, and you're driving, right? If you're drunk and you're driving at night, in the nighttime, you can't discern what's going on the road. Okay. So therefore, 2/3 of our people, they can't discern good from evil because they're drunk and they're asleep. All right. And they're in darkness. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and end off on that note. Like I said before, I just wanted to make this a quick video. Lord's will, that was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Till next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well to this very day. Also, shalom, peace of safety, and salutations to the hopeful elect that is laboring this labor of love. Give me your due diligence to make your calling and election sure in faith, in truth, in sincerity, and in all charity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.